something you'd like to know about these guys, and we'll answer those questions. While you're thinking, we do want to thank Rodney Powell. Yeah. We just take people for granted sometimes, and sometimes there's people like Walt said that are back there working those extra hours and all, putting things together. So we do thank you and anybody else that's taken part in their career. So when we were in the back there, before some of you came in, Jerry was talking to the guys. And I believe he said the first time he saw y'all was at Sammy T's. And I think he said he heard y'all sing that song that night, did he? Or were y'all just performing there?
Oh, I don't know. We had done so many things with them before that. I mean, in the 90s, we played every American Heart Association cancer benefit, Vidalia Onion Bowl, Boeing Daycare Center. We played more Big Spring Jams, and we ought to have almost steak in that thing. Panoplies, all that stuff. So.
Well, I have a question. Did you guys know each other in high school, or are you kin? Are you cousins, brothers? Or how did you get together and form your band so you could start your career?
Okay, so the real quick version. Todd and I are brothers.
Okay.
We met Jason in the 7th grade, and we started the band in 1994 with a bunch of dudes in Jason's living room with guys that I do not know their names at this point anymore. You know what I mean? And then Mike came in really soon after that. And then Keith came soon after that. And then we welcomed Charlie into the family later on.
So he was the last one.
The latest and the greatest. The baby of the group. Look at him. He's just now, he ain't even started shaving yet.
Okay, come on out there. I know, okay, ma'am.
How long were all of you together total? How many years?
Well, 1994.
23. Let me take this. So here's how I determine how long this has been going on. So my son Dustin there was not yet born, and he's 23 years old now. So that's how long.
He hesitated a little bit.
Okay, I think it'd be kind of neat if y'all would pass the mic and maybe introduce your family. So if any of them are here, I think all of them are here. Okay.
My name's Todd, play drums. My lovely Brad is right there, and we have 5.
Oh,
5.
wow.
You have 5 kids now?
5. We like each other.
Where's your wife? Right there. Okay.
Prettiest one in the room, right there.
Oh.
That's worth at least like 2 brownie points.
Okay.
Kids are lined up in a row right there. So we got Gavin and Gary and Cadence. The 2 youngest ones are not here.
Okay.
We're all good.
Does Cash belong to you?
No, ma'am. He's my nephew.
Okay.
I think you ought to stand up.
I do too. Stand up.
I think you ought to stand up.
So my name is Mike Myerson. I play guitar. My beautiful wife Stephanie there. My sons Dustin and Garrett. And all my wonderful friends that came and took time out of their day. Really appreciate you guys. My drummers.
So I'm Craig Anderson.
Oh yeah, Cash.
Yeah, my boy Cash is right there. He's 9. He was born on a Monday, and we hit the road on a Thursday. And and my daughter Jordan is here. She was 3 years old when we first hit the road big, and she was part of all this. My wife Wendy is here, and she's been here the whole time. Y'all stand up. And my mother and father are right. Dad's standing up right there, holding that wall up right there. And my mom is somewhere too. She's right there. Hi, Mom. They fed us many meals over the years.
Yeah, she's like a second mom, right? Jason Albert, lead singer. When I was able to sing, that's a different story.
You'll be back.
My lovely wife in the blue back there, Kelly, and our children, Jansen and Kelsey. There they are. Yeah, guys. There he is. There he is. If I introduce everybody to you, we need another hour. family-wise. But put your hand up if you're with me here. So, my mother right there. Daddy Bob's over there. Love you guys. And thanks for being here, everybody.
All right, my name is Keith West. I was a bass player in the group. My wife, Angela, is standing over there in the corner. You can get out of the corner. You know, I see Landon over here. It's my son there. And Logan is, raise your hand, Logan. Right there. And I have two nephews over there, Daniel and Ben. My mom and dad and my sister are back in the back. Wave at us.
My name is Charles Crawford. This is my mom and dad, Roy and Nancy Crawford. My daddy's 80, 85, 86, 83. That's close. And he just won, within the last 2 months, he's won the Alabama State Championship fiddle and the Georgia State Championship. Musician in the family. And then this is my wife, Sam. We met after Heartland. I went out to Texas and played for a while, and the band I was playing in, she was actually opening up for us in Texas, and she's from Holland. So she's from Holland, and we met in a dance hall in Texas. Wow. And I brought her back home with me. Yeah, I did good. And then my brother Daryl, I don't see him here anywhere. There they are. My brother Daryl and his wife Cindy, and my niece Deborah and her son Logan's here, but I don't see him. I think he was going to go on the bus.
Rodney, introduce who's with you here today.
Hi, I'm Rodney Powell. Hammy is what they call me with the band. I don't know how that came up. I got my mother right here, Sue Powell. My sister, Jana. And Melinda, right back there, Sissy. And my other extended family, we got Donaroo, Don Carswell, who also toured with us. He was our merch guy with Heartland, and his wife Linda. My kids are down in Florida right now. My son's in the hospital at UNA right now. He's getting out today, so he was wanting to be here. But thank y'all for coming out. This has been a blast.
Okay, and I have one question, not to take away from the group, but since Walt did play a part with the song, Walt, how did the song come about? What were you thinking, or where were you when you decided to?
First thing I want to say is I figured out today why it was a hit. There's doggone many people in their family. If everybody just bought one copy, if everybody in Jason's family just bought one copy, it'd be number one right there. You know what, Dixie? It was a real odd thing, and again, I'll try to be short-winded. I'm a teacher these days at UNA, and I've learned how to stretch and make a short lesson plan take up the whole hour, so I have to be careful. I had been talked into by a friend of mine taking a writing appointment with a guy who had never been to Nashville before to write songs. His name's Elliot Park. And he actually played me some of his material and said, I really think this guy's going to be good, but he's never written a song with anybody before, and would you consider doing it? And I listened to his material and was very impressed, and I said, heck yeah, I think he's really talented. And so I went and met with him, and we sat down, and it was that typical thing of sitting there with a stranger trying to figure out what you could write about. And I said, well, Elliot, why don't you tell me about yourself? He said, well, I'm from a little town out in West Texas. I'm a graphic designer, and I'm thinking, man, I've been all over Texas playing music, but I don't know anything about the graphic design world. And he said, and I got 2 daughters. And I said, wait a minute, I've got 2 daughters. Let's talk about that for a second. And so we started talking about how hard it was going to be someday to have to be a father and give your daughters to to somebody else at a wedding. Although I have figured out you don't want them living in the basement with you when they're 38 years old. But still it is tough to do. And at that point, I had not, both my daughters have been married since then, but at that point they hadn't been. So we were just trying to imagine what it was going to be like. And that was the deal. Just trying to make something up.
Okay.
Did you play that song at your wedding?
I couldn't get through singing it at their wedding. No, that's too tough. No.
I couldn't do it after she was born.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah.
You know.
It took on a new meaning when it was actually my daughters.
Well, they could have played the song.
Well, we got people to play it, but I didn't sing it. I was,
Well, y'all, the guys told me, or I overheard them talking to Jerry, and I believe this is the first time they've stayed in touch, from what I understand and all, but this is the first time in a while you've all been together and are here with us today, and we're really happy about that. Yeah, and come on, any more questions before we get ready to go? Okay?
Where did the name come from?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, I get that.
Yes, so I think that our first gig that we played, I think that we decided we were going to be called Runaway because we were so terrible whenever we started, everybody would run away.
You
But
were never terrible.
driving in and out of where their parents lived, and we rehearsed. I think the statute of limitations is up on this now, so I can tell it. Okay, all right. There was besides the George Strait song, Heartland, that was out, there was a subdivision that they were building down the road on Mount Zion, from where the Andersons lived, called Heartland Subdivision. So they put up this sign, coming soon, Heartland Subdivision. Ones of us to remain unnamed go out there with a crowbar in the middle of the night and like take the sign, load it in the back of the truck, and take it to. So these people that are doing the subdivision, they're like, well, so they put like block plastic letters in concrete up on the thing.
Took those two.
Took those two. Those are all still at their home, I believe, on the wall to this. Yeah, we put them on the drum riser. We're hoping. I hope nobody from the subdivision comes to the show and sees their sign on the drum riser.
They then went to this monstrosity that they etched the words into concrete. At that point, we said, heck with it, y'all keep that thing. We got rid of it.
Okay, good, ma'am.
I want to know why you guys quit touring, and have you ever considered going back to touring? Because I love to.
I can try. You hear the way I sound when I talk.
You can get that back.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
Fine,
you
if we
can.
could.
Well, there's a Dr. Garrett at Vanderbilt that I've been seeing, but I quit going because you have to go about every 2 weeks, and it's only on Friday to get these injections into your vocal cords with a needle about a yay long. It feels awesome. When I do that, for about a week I can't talk at all, and a week I sound like Mickey Mouse, and then I can sing for about a month, and then it starts all over again. So how do you plan a tour schedule around that? It's called spasmodic dysphonia, so you guys need to look it up because we're going to try to make that more aware now. I'm talking to them about possibly being a spokesperson for them. So yeah, it's very rare, and it's actually a brain disorder. It makes your vocal cords spasm, and I've had it for about 8 years.
Did it come gradually, or did you just wake up and know that something?
It was pretty much like overnight. It went from, we were in the studio recording, and I would go in and cut a song, 2 or 3 takes, and I'd, go back and listen to it. Even with Walt, he'd say, well, what do you think? And I'd say, what do you think? He's like, pretty cool. I said, you good with it? I'm good with it. And we went to record in 08, I think it was, 07. And one song that I could have sang sleeping, I did a couple notes and nothing came out. I'm like, something's not right. And I didn't know what it was at the time, and I went to a different doctor, and he kept saying spasmodic dysphonia, and he was trying to fix me another way. And so then I went to Vanderbilt, and they said, oh yeah, she's a specialized, she specializes in it. And she said, oh yeah, there's no doubt you've got that. And surgery is an option, but they cut. And there's a chance that I would never be able to sing again, so that's not an option for me. But that's the biggest reason. And now we all have other jobs, and boy, those are fun.
So,
Okay, that's,
I don't, this is a Q&A, but I don't really have any Q's because I know all the A's.
yeah.
23
Sorry.
years. Yeah.
You're sorry.
Sorry. I play music now, and I'm not going to look at the gray-haired one because I'll break down. I just want to say thank you to every single one of y'all. And y'all are,
just did this at your wedding, dude.
y'all are huge inspirations to me. And I just want to say thank you.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Since I've been working here, everybody, y'all, music touches our lives so much. And it is a universal language, and it does bring us all together. And this is the most fun place to be able to meet such wonderful people that are so talented. And it's just a joy every day. And I've always said it would be such a sad world if we went without music. It would really be sad. And so I appreciate what you said to these guys, and I'm sure there are many, many people that y'all all have influenced, and just giving them the drive to carry on with their dreams and all. So we do thank you for that. Anything? Okay, sir?
Yeah, I don't have a question, but I really want to make a comment that I think everybody should hear. I've been involved with this band since before the song.
Yes, sir.
Worked with all of them. And I'm the director of the Von Braun Center in Huntsville.
Oh,
Steve Maple.
Maple.
Yeah. What I really want to share with you that you may not ever hear is Nashville is a really tight-knit group of people. And if you're not in that circle, it's hard to get in those circles. And I've been working in the business, I know I don't look that old, but I've been in it for 40 years. And I'm in Nashville, in and out all the time. And I mostly work with agents more than I do record labels, mostly with booking agents. But once these guys got going, and somewhere along the way, things are going really good. They're on tour, they're touring, and I go through their dad, and I talk to them on the road. I keep up with them a lot. And my daughter was going to get married. And my daughter said, "Dad, you think you could get Heartland to play at our wedding?" I said, maybe 5 years ago, but they're gone now. You know, they're a bigger band now. But I said, when I get a chance, I'll ask them. So I asked the guys, and they're like, "Yes, absolutely. We will definitely play your daughter's wedding." That's a Saturday night when they're at the peak of their career. And the folks in Nashville that I know, one of the senior guys at William Morris called me up. He's like, "Do you know how much money this is costing the band? Because I got a big deal for them on Saturday night, but they will not take it." They said they're playing your daughter's wedding, and they did.
Wow.
That was free, by the way. I didn't pay them. So they said they wouldn't take any money. No.
Yeah, they will now.
Yeah, now they will.
Are you hiring, Steve?
Okay, ma'am.
Drive on the horse is rough, man.
They do good pantomime.
Okay, Mom?
I know all you guys have the Heartland tattoos.
Oh.
But do y'all remember the first lady that got a Heartland tattoo?
It's got really quiet in here. I don't know.
You.
There's a bunch. Really? Nice.
Yep, I remember that.
Okay. So every one of y'all have a tattoo, huh?
We do.
Oh, did you go together?
We did.
Oh, my.
Isn't that cute? Yeah. What's that? Yeah, New York. What was the name of it? Red Rocket Tattoos. That's right. A guy named Buddha.
Okay.
Yep.
Wait, just, okay. Ma'am?
Craig and Todd's aunt, and I just want to thank them for something they did, and I know they'll remember this.
Okay.
My oldest sister's daughter, my niece, was dying of cancer, and they liked them. She liked them so much that they did a special concert for her, and it just made her life. And I just want to thank them for that.
I remember.
Maybe two more. Anybody else? I love these stories. it means so much to really get to know the true guys and their families and what they've been through and the journeys they've taken. It sounds like y'all been down a mighty fine road, so I'm very glad. Okay, ma'am?
I just want to know, Mike, you still wear the red boots?
So,
Yeah.
and they're under special security cameras, because I was under good authority with a couple of girls from Kansas trying to get in there and steal them this weekend.
Okay. Over here, do you have a question, Beth? Okay, come up a little bit so we can hear you.
I just want to thank my daddy for
Oh,
singing all these songs, and especially I loved her verse. He sang it for me, and I love it so much. Good girl.
I know you're proud of your daddy. Okay.
Stuck landing.
Let's be careful.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen me do that too.
For each of you, what one artist did you meet that you were just
Oh,
like
yeah.
over that?
Oh, y'all do.
I know, man,
All right.
Pass it down.
Start with Charlie.
Okay, start with Charlie.
Wait, give him the full mic.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi was my favorite.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Restless Heart.
Oh,
We
okay.
got to play the Opry the same night they did, and I remember crashing their dressing room and just going, "Hey guys, I'm not leaving."
I can't really pick one, but we were at the ACM. We pre-hosted the CMAs. I walked backstage, and first I ran into Vince Gill, and he goes, "Hey, I'm Vince Gill," and I said, "Yeah, I know that." I said, "I'm Jason out of Heartland. I bet you didn't know that." And he goes, "Well, I do now." Such a nice guy. Walked around him, and Richie Sambora was talking to Sheryl Crow. They had just both of them had just got divorced, and they were in a heated, like, really awesome conversation. And I stood there like this. I kept going. Richie goes, "What, man?" I said, "Just wanted to shake your hand." I said, "I know this looks really important, but I just want to say you guys are awesome." And, but gosh, we met George Jones. We met him. You name it, we named
Charlie Daniels?
Charlie Daniels. He could go on forever and ever and ever and ever, but that's
Tim
fine.
McGraw. Yeah. Did you ever meet Garth Brooks?
No.
Never met Garth Brooks? Tim McGraw.
So I about knocked down Sheryl Crow to get to Sam Moore. I literally did, and the first words out of my mouth were, "Hey, I'm a big fan. I know every Bon Jovi song," which is not true, but it's, I don't know. Words are just coming out of my mouth. Both Cephas,
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis in Vegas. I mean, like the dude that hung around with Dean Martin and those cats
Oh, God.
in Vegas. That was pretty pimp right there. Yeah.
Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top is one of my, sorry about that, Todd. It's one of my huge influences. I mean, he's in my top 3 favorite guys, and he was so cool. His wife went to Bob Jones High School here in Huntsville, and you can still catch him around Huntsville. He's like, "Where's Waldo?" You can see him if you want to. Oh yeah, and I taught Hannah Montana how to twerk back in 2007. I should have chose Hannah Montana.
Well, they took all the really cool ones. So, Penn Jillette. Yes, we met Penn Jillette in Vegas. You know, I would say that overall, the guys that we did the most touring with, that we've become kind of friends with, was like Blake Shelton, Jake Owens. Those guys were always really cool to us when they didn't have to be, because they were so much bigger than us, and particularly Blake. And you know, they really reached out. So he really is as cool as you see him on TV. He really is.
Sexiest man
Paisley.
alive. Okay, anybody else? Okay, oh, well, good. Come on.
Hey, I'm here.
Oh, you.
What do you want to say, baby?
Oh, you want to say something?
I love that Daddy sang this song, and he loves this song. I love your verse a lot.
Yeah.
And I love my dad, and
Okay, come give him a hug. You want to come give him a hug? I think this dad's love, for sure.
You're crying like your daddy.
Yeah, I can tell. All right, anybody else? This has been a wonderful, okay, ma'am, come on.
Can you guys give some inspiration to up-and-coming artists that we have in the room?
Write an email.
Get an
email address.
Get Walt's email address.
I have no idea how to answer that question. You know, I don't think the music business has ever made a lot of sense on paper. I think all these guys will attest to that fact. But if it's in your heart and soul, you're not going to be able to not do it. And so I think the answer is just don't listen to the naysayers and follow your dreams. And hopefully you'll be standing in the right spot and somebody will call you or email you one of these days, and like Mike did me, and so many things that have to happen that are just like that. They're just kind of lucky, you know.
One of the songs did you write that we would recognize? Did someone else song?
You know,
A lot.
here's what I'm going to say about that, because today is Heartland. It's not about Walt, and I'm just Google Walt Aldridge if you really want to know what I wrote. It's on Wikipedia. And what I do want to say to end up here is, you know, Muscle Shoals has had especially a renewed interest in a lot of the classic years, the 60s, the soul music. We've been associated with the R&B music for years, but I'm just so proud of these guys for being ambassadors for country music from Alabama, because if you look around these walls, there's some guys that aren't too shabby from Alabama that have made important country music. Hank Williams, Sr., as well as Jr., Vern Gosden, Jimmy Rogers. There's quite a number of people that have made country music. Of course, we had Shenandoah, another country band from our area here. And yeah, obviously Alabama. And so you guys, when you've been out there promoting yourselves and your music, you've also been promoting all of us in Alabama and our music and our culture. And we are grateful. We really are, guys. We thank you for that, because it's hard work, and I know it's hard work out there doing what you did. So thank you so much, and let me just say that publicly to all of you.